It's morning, and after a tricky first night, Modasser and James are gearing up for their first full day of diet swapping.
Just woke up, feeling really hungry. Stomach was growling all night. I got up a few times thinking about food. But yeah, just can't wait till breakfast now.
I mean, last night I was really, really bloated. Actually surprised, I think I might be feeling more hungry than normal.
Let's hope so, Modasser. You're about to face one of James's stomach-stretching fry-ups.
Do you think you get through all that?
Well, I can give it a go.
James is about to learn that patience is a virtue.
I'm missing something.
Unfortunately, it's one of them days where I don't have any breakfast.
Plenty of time to watch Modasser eating his then, James.
This is hurting me now, watching you eat that. I don't want to look. If I ever was sitting and watching someone eat and not being able to eat myself, come lunchtime, I would go and eat 2 or 3 portions to make up for it.
I can't understand how you can get so full and yet still say, I'll double the portions up again and fill myself up again. Do you not get to the point where you think, right, I've had enough, I feel sick, my stomach's actually full, I can't physically eat anymore?
Never. Never.
Your stomach's like an endless pit. That's shocking. That's shocking, that is.
Watching him play with the food, I felt like just picking the fork up for him, shoving it down his throat and just telling him to eat. I feel really jealous, to be honest with you.
And if James has already suffered a touch of the green-eyed monster, this is where Modasser might start to feel a bit green around the gills.
It's what I normally have for a mid-morning snack.
Mid-morning snack?
That's right. Between his full English and lunch, James likes to squeeze in the odd burger with chicken nuggets and chips.
This is not a snack.
Maybe not for you, Modasser, but the switch from colossal portions to empty plates has sent James's blood sugar plummeting, along with his patience.
Right, I'm going to leave you, because I can't watch you eat it. I'm too hungry.
Yeah, but...
Sorry.
Don't you think you should have a bit more willpower to, like, stick it out a bit longer?
I think I should, yeah, but
push the boundary a little?
I'm too hungry, I can't watch you eat that. Sorry, but... I had to walk out because I couldn't look at food no more. If I looked at it anymore, I just would have grabbed it and run away with it.
Walking out might have worked for James, but being abandoned with a snack 3 times the size of his average main meal has pushed Modasser to the edge as well.
My chances of finishing this are 0. To even consider this as a snack, I just wouldn't. It's just way too much. I just feel pissed off right now, mega, because trying to push yourself with something that you can call a snack is something what you try, but not by, like, putting another main meal in front of somebody like that. It's not right. You can only eat so much. That's just pure greed.
For the diet swap to work, both partners need to learn from watching someone else follow their eating regime. James's portions might have driven Modasser to tears, but by walking away, James shows a serious lack of commitment. To keep him on course, Dr. Christian wants to give him a glimpse of the future if he doesn't change.
I'm Mike. I'm 32 stone. I'm 54 years old. I started overeating when I was a child. I felt like when my parents punished me, the comfort was to eat. As I grew older in my life, I'd order a pizza, ended up eating 2 pizzas. When I got into law enforcement, I got into working late nights, and I would eat to stay awake. Cookies and donuts and crackers, the stuff that makes you fat. The day I had an accident, I'd driven over 200 miles, and I fell asleep, and the state trooper figured I drove for two miles sound asleep. That caused a big accident, And they took me to the hospital and had me do testing and all, and that's how I found out I had sleep apnea, which is due mainly to my obesity. When I went on scales at the hospital, I thought I weighed 40 stone, and I realized then that I weighed 53 stone. They put me on a CPAP with the oxygenator set at the highest levels, because I was the worst case that they had ever seen. It made me feel sad. My dad died at 62, and I want to live more than 62 years old. As being big myself, for the amount of weight I carry, in the bathroom, I soap up. I put all the soap on my body using liquid soap while I'm still sitting on the toilet, rather than have to stand longer. I would love to be able to take a bath, but I'd probably have to call somebody for help to get out of the bathtub. I finally received the gastric bypass in May of 2006, and I lost almost 300 pounds. But then I started gaining weight again because I went back to my old eating habits, and I had the lap band put on in April of 2010. I'm cheating myself. I'm sending myself to an early grave. If I don't get myself back on track, I'll be looking for a casket. I don't have a lady in my life, a girlfriend. I have friends that are girls, but I don't have any lovers. The last time I had real sex was about 30 years ago. Sometimes we get to a point that we're ashamed of our own bodies. You have to decide that it's time to lose some weight to live longer. James, at the age of what you are now, my health got really bad. The doctor told me to expect not to live longer than a couple months. I lost my job. I know you're a father and you have a child on the way. If you don't make a difference now, those children are going to follow your example and they're going to get big. If you want to make a difference in your life and your family's life, make a difference now.
Very shocking. So I come at the right time then, really.
What you're doing is already there.
Same as him.
It's the same as him. And the outcome will be the same as his outcome, yeah? So I want to send you off to America to go and see him.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And spend some time with him and meet him and see how disabled he is by his weight.
It's lunchtime, and after his dramatic mid-morning walkout, James is back and ready to face his first meal of the day, a small plate of chicken biryani.
Well, glad to see that you're eating something.
But as Modasser tucks into his supersized serving of fried chicken, coleslaw and rice, the earlier tensions come flooding back.
You couldn't face watching me eat earlier on. That just really got to me big time. You really, really need to understand the fact that your portions are not right. They are not even slightly out of control, they are way out of control.
I feel exactly the same way about you, as in, you know, I just had to walk away earlier because I couldn't look at the food because I was so hungry, felt physically ill. So if that's how I feel, then surely you must feel the same way through the day by not eating enough food.
I think that's a no, James. With our Supersize and Superskinny at stalemate again, it's time for a trip down memory lane to discover where their problems with food began.
I was like 11 or 12 years old there. You can tell that I've really started to put the weight on. Up until I was about 16, I suppose, I was putting probably a stone on a year. Early 20s, I started getting into bodybuilding, and then I started eating a lot more. And then I met my wife. I started to go less and less to the gym. And then obviously really started to put the weight on again. And as you can see from this picture, I think that was one of my heaviest times. I was about 28.5 stone there.
That is heavy.
Yeah.
That is really heavy.
They used to call me the human dustbin and things like that. And I think that I need to get it sorted in my own head. Think, no, I want to eat this much because that's the right amount for me, and so I'm not overweight. Do you know what I mean?
So hoping, obviously, in time that people around you will see the fact you want to make the right change.
Definitely.
As James realises he'll need the support of friends and family to change, Modasser makes a connection between his emotions and his diet.
And this photo here, probably about 20. I'd left home by that time, so that was like a big change for me, leaving home, finding work. Back then my emotions were like up and down, major up and down. So it was like a constant thing on my head, so think, and then like you forget about your normal day-to-day things that you need to do, including eating.
I suppose it's like the opposite for you when you're feeling down or something. You don't eat, but when I'm feeling down, I sort of look to having something to eat.
See, I can't grasp that idea at all, because it's like, when you're on a down, it's, I don't know, everything comes to a standstill. The thing, I suppose, looking back at it now, I think there is a certain element of neglect there on my own part, which I don't think I actually acknowledged that before.
Coming up, Modasser comes face to face with the damage he could be doing to his body.
It's actually shocking, really. It's just a simple factor of being underweight.
And 8 weeks on, our eating disorders group are finally looking forwards.
It'd be so nice just to sit down and eat what I feel like, when I feel like.
Here's to the future. Health and happiness and the future.